You are listening to Single Smart Female. This is Jen, explaining the possibilities in your love life and examining your Mantourage dating experiences. I am here to help you do life and love on your terms by tipping the scales of love permanently in your favor. So don't forget to text this episode to all of your single smart girlfriends, and let's get started. Hello, it's your romantic fairy godmama coming to you today with a single smart female listener question. Now, this listener question comes from Miss Lost in the Fog in San Francisco, who is 55, and she writes, "Dear Jen, first, thank you. This podcast has been life-changing." You're very welcome, by the way. My question is, how can I get a man back into my Mantourage without him thinking or feeling as though I want something serious from him? I've been listening for a while now and began my Mantourage dating experience. I've listened to what you said about not having feelings at first. I went on several second and third dates with men. I decided on this one because it was very easy from the beginning. I stepped back and watched his actions as well as how he is just as a human being. My initial conversation before I decided to sleep with him was that I am not looking for a boyfriend. I just want to be treated with respect. During this time, I used the opportunity to explore my sexuality. We went on overnight dates, and I never had to work for his attention. He always showed up. My downfall is that I love sharing experiences with everyone, and I would often invite him to things, and he would always say yes. We both went on separate vacations that were planned before we met. I learned that he is shy, not a texter, knows how to treat a lady. I have a very complicated past that I've not revealed to him, and I've only brought him around my adult kids briefly. He has a 15-year-old daughter, and it sounds like his ex is controlling and keeping her from him. She is also 15, and I'm sure doesn't want to spend too much time with her dad. I never ask personal questions, and I'm very cautious with any advice. I basically just tell him that he's being an amazing dad, and when she comes around, she will see how much he loves her. With that said, I started to get the feels when I had a girlfriend visit, and I haven't seen for 3 years. She has been one who could never be without a man, and when the man is around, her focus is 100% on him. She came by herself, and I saw a positive change. Then the boyfriend showed up, made me really appreciate this man that I've been dating. With all his good qualities, the butterflies started, and then the hyperfocus started. I sent a dumb text talking about what we both want moving forward. And he said, "We've been having fun. Thought we were good at keeping it casual. And you are wonderful, and it sounds like you want more, and I can't. I wish you the best. Really, what a slap in the face." This is someone who would immediately FaceTime or call if I texted anything remotely warranting a call instead of a text. I guess I have a lot to learn in this process. I did not respond at all for a week because I'm a woman and I'm soft and I want answers. Moreover, I really want to include him. I was learning so much about myself, and I'm nowhere wanting a serious relationship. Now, Miss Lost in the Fog from San Francisco goes on to give a very detailed background of her romantic history, which we don't have time to include here, but she's had a lot of dramatic events in her life. And she concludes, she's been dealing with the drug addiction of her teenage, I think close to maybe actually young adult son. And she's been on a 6-year hiatus from dating, and now she is ready, which is awesome. Okay, so we're going to dive into this and break down several things that you said. I think there's some confusion about some of the things that I have said on this podcast, and so I want to make sure that that's cleared up. And I know I talk about, when you decide to have sex with someone, I don't believe I've ever said about not having feelings at first. We're always going to have feelings. So I don't want anyone to think that I'm asking women to walk around just pretending like you have no feelings at all. All right. What I want you to consider is that we are very feeling beings, and I don't want you to go into an early sexual relationship with somebody expecting that it's going to result in an exclusive romantic relationship. That's what we do as women a lot, is that we have sex before we're really ready. And then all of a sudden we want this exclusive romantic relationship with them with the expectation that that's exactly what they should want. And that's where a lot of the frustration comes from. Now, I get that that's not what you did here, but I just want to make that very clear that that's not what I'm saying is to not have feelings. We do have feelings. And yes, we can't let them dominate everything we do. And I think we make lots of mistakes as women by letting them dominate too much. But on the same page, I don't want you to be dismissive of them either. Okay. Now, here's a couple things. You said in this, you went on several second and third dates. And I'm going to just tell you right now, before any of this, it sounds like you stopped dating all these other men and just started dating him, which that means you've committed to exclusivity with somebody who is not necessarily being exclusive to you. And that's hyperfocus. And that was hyperfocus before you even got the feels. Okay. I want to make sure that's very clear going from here on out. Mantourage dating is about continuing to date multiple men, not just a couple men here and there. And then all of a sudden, this is the one you decide on. And you're going to continue dating, because otherwise, then you're just hyper-focused. And as we know, hyper-focus is the terminal illness of a potential relationship. Okay? Before he's hyper-focused on you too. So before you guys have reciprocal feelings. Okay, so you said you told him, and I think you got this from me, is that you are not looking for a boyfriend. I like that you said, I want to be treated with respect. I think that's great here. But here's the thing. What you said to him here is, I'm not looking for a boyfriend, is I don't believe that that's exactly, I mean, you might not have been right in that second looking for a boyfriend, but I think we as women disqualify ourselves by pretending that we're cool with just casual. All right, when I hear the whole, let's just keep it casual thing, oh, it makes my ears bleed at times. Not because I want you to run into a relationship. All of you know, if you've been listening to me for a while, I do not believe in running into an instant relationship. Okay, I think, yes, there are times when it works out, but overall, when a woman reaches me and she needs to work with me, running into a relationship quickly is one of the things that kick her in the booty repeatedly. Okay, so what I would have said to him instead, and I want y'all to all get very comfortable. By the way, I had a client, lovely client, who had heard from a therapist or a psychologist, or I don't even remember exactly. So it was some kind of therapist, and she'd heard it somewhere, is that we shouldn't, like on online dating profiles and stuff, we shouldn't put that we're looking for relationships, and that's just too much pressure on men. And that's bullshit, ladies. That's absolute bullshit. Okay? There is nothing wrong with you stating that you are looking for a relationship, and you should own that shit. Now, if you don't know if it's marriage, or you don't know if it's just long-term, you don't know all the details of what you want that to look like yet, that's perfectly fine. But don't sell yourself short. Don't pretend like in order to get a man, you have to pretend that you don't want something that you do. That's ridiculous. There are lots of men out there that are looking for the same thing, and they may not even be looking for the same thing at the same time as you, and that's okay. But here's how you word it. It doesn't have like a desperate tone to it whatsoever. It's just owning who you are and being okay with it. And so I would say I would change it to, instead of I'm not looking for a boyfriend, I would change I'm not looking for something instant. Okay, I'm not looking for an instant boyfriend, or however, I am looking for the right relationship with the right man when it happens. Okay? See the big difference? You haven't tied it to just him, because you haven't even qualified him yet. We don't know for sure that he really has the potential to be the one, but that's what I want you to say, even if you decide to have sex with somebody, is something very, very close to what I said, is that I'm looking for the right relationship with the right man, okay? And when it happens, I'm not looking for something instant. That's really, really, truly important, and that we need to back away from that instant. Okay, now you said you did something dumb by sending him a text asking where you guys were going. I'm going to tell you, ladies, we're not dumb, all right? We do things. We don't have a lot of great information out there. Even with all of the information I provided, some things can be misinterpreted, and, our feelings change. And there's all kinds of stuff. You didn't do anything dumb. If there was anything dumb done here, which is not really dumb, I'm just messing with you. The only thing is that you told him first that you didn't want a boyfriend, or that you weren't looking for a boyfriend. And I don't really, truly believe that that's what the case was. I think a lot of us say that. Now, there are cases when it is true, when a woman definitely doesn't want anything, and I think it's definitely okay to say it then. But a lot of us say it because we think, again, like I mentioned before, that's what he wants to hear so that we become safe to him. And it's not about making us safe to him. It's about owning our truths and doing it in a way you don't come off as, oh my God, I'm going to die if I don't find that person in this instant. Okay, so you said I would change from here on out how you approach the I don't want a boyfriend thing, okay? And then that way if you are to send a text, now personally, I like it when we wait. Allow the guy to step up. And this isn't a hard and fast rule, but I decided to do that with my current husband. I have a lot of my ladies, and I'll ask them when we're working together, what is it you really want? What would feel better? Does it feel better to ask him yourself if he wants a relationship with you, or do you want to wait till he brings it up? Because I've always found it a lot more fun and a lot more exciting to wait for him. And we're just losing patience on, just allow it to happen. But that's the beauty of a Mantourage, because you can focus your attention on other men, and then all of a sudden, everything becomes so much more fun. And then when you're having fun with men in general, it's an energy that comes off that a lot of men will start to want to be in an exclusive relationship with you even faster. Okay? So it wasn't dumb that you did that. You definitely should do it differently this next time. And again, I'm bringing it back to, you have to be Mantourage dating for all this to work. Like legitimately Mantourage dating, not fake Mantourage dating. Not telling me, oh yeah, Jen, I saw a couple people a couple times. No, Mantourage dating. If you need help with it, you go to mantouragedating.com and get a free 3-day class. If you want super help, like blow your mind help, then you should apply for an application interview with me at secretsocietyofAdoredWomen.com and come work with me directly on it to create everything you want. Now, here's some very specific advice. You are not allowed to ask this man to come back into your Mantourage. I'm going to tell you how to do it in a second, but you're not allowed to do it until you're actively dating, which means you've gone on at least 3 to 4 dates with 2 other men that you really like, are really attracted to, and who treat you very well. Okay? Otherwise, nothing else happens. You just forget this guy and you move on. But if you do that and you're actively doing it and you like these men and they're treating you well, then you can send them this message. And this is the message that I would give you to send him. Okay, it's Dear Mr. Not a Texter. You can call him by his name. I know that I told you that I was not looking for a boyfriend, and it wasn't fair to ask you where our connection was headed after telling you that I wasn't interested in something more from the beginning. The truth is that I am definitely interested in a long-term love connection and possibly marriage. By the way, you can refine that to what you really want with the right man. I'm also very interested in dating you again with the understanding that a relationship is not what you currently want and may never want. So let me know if you would enjoy seeing me again as much as I'd love to see you. XO. Comma. Miss, fingers crossed, I get to see you again, winky face. Okay. By the way, this communication, this is what I help my clients with almost every day. Okay, we work on how to say these things in a powerful way that keeps the door open or reopens the door and puts you in a place of a very sexy type of vulnerability that is very attractive to the right man. Now, I don't know about this guy specifically. You've said some things in here. I'm always wary of controlling exes and problems with 15-year-olds. And yes, I know teenagers are difficult and things like that, but I know that the way I do things with the right type of men, it becomes very seductive and very powerful. I do know that if he doesn't take you up on this offer, that's the universe protecting you. You are being 100% protective. And like I mentioned, there are some questionable things going on here with him. And like I will say, it doesn't mean that he won't come around, but he did scare off quite easily after you guys were having such a great time. So again, reminder, these are the things that I work with my women intricately, and like I can help them through the process of it, of navigating the day-to-day of it, because it's not just one, it's never just one text, one conversation. There's a lot of different moving pieces to it, and remembering that it is about the whole, which is Mantourage dating, which is about fitting this into your life, okay? Or sorry, not fitting it, layering it into your life, and really using it as an opportunity to become an adored woman. Because just like you said, I was learning so much about myself, and I'm nowhere near wanting a serious relationship. I also want to tell you, as I think you actually are more wanting something very long term. And it's okay to admit that. But yes, it is definitely okay. And you definitely should explore your Mantourage possibilities and then allow yourself to admit that something long term and beautiful is what you truly want. Okay, lover girl, it's time for the final thought on today's show. It is 100% okay and even necessary for men to know that you are interested in a long-term relationship, even marriage, with the right man. The only men that you will end up scaring off are those who have no business being in a relationship with you. Hey, lover girl, don't forget to subscribe to the show in your favorite podcast app, as well as share this episode with all of your single smart girlfriends. And if you are ready to walk permanently in the adored woman world and create the love life that you really want instead of the shit that they say that you have to settle for, then listen up. Women who get what they want search out the resources they need in order to make it happen. This is why you've found me, and now it's time to make some badass, magical decisions in your dating and love life. No more half-assed decisions based on false information. No more half-assed dating and constant worry about whether or not you'll hear from him again. No more sustaining yourself on scraps of romantic attention or no attention at all. It's time to call BS on all the haters out there that say smart, successful women are destined to be single. It's time to invest in yourself with the only complete dating experience that has direct access to me and is put together exclusively for women like you. Meet me at secretsocietyofadoredwomen.com for all of the details, including pricing, structure for our time together, and to schedule your application interview. See you there.